Hey there gamers or game developers. This is the 2022 update for Muscarian Games. I know it's been a little over a year since my last update, and so I wanted to fill everybody in on what I've been up to in the meanwhile. I think I promised at one point monthly updates. At this point, I'm not really going to make any promises as far as how often I'll update, but whenever it feels like it's the right thing to do to put a video out there in the world, I'll add one to this YouTube channel. In the meantime, you can also check out Muscarian.com, something that I put together in the past year or so, which also acts as a hub to social media where I update a little more often. A blog where I'll go into some in-depth kind of technical topics here and there, and articles, as well as an index of games that I am working on or have released that generally are going to link to my itch page. As you may know, my kind of long-running, in-progress project is Nemesign, a browser-based role-playing game. I did a good amount of work on it in the beginning of the year and then took somewhat of a hiatus and worked on Game Jam games. But a lot of the work I've done has been infrastructure-based in terms of making it faster to deploy, more easy to test things, more easy to build out the game world, and so on and so forth. In general, stuff that lends itself pretty well to like a technical blog post or a technical video, but not really like a fun little demo or trailer. So I will leave it at that for the sake of this video and talk a little bit more about what I did during my hiatus from that project. Namely, I worked on a number of short Game Jam games like Sig Addict, puzzle script game, Dissimulate 2, a rhythm puzzler in Pico 8, which was a lot of fun to make the music for. Dead Eternity, a shoot-'em-up game inspired by metal. Res NX is what I used for that. And then a couple of games in Godot. I spent some time learning the Godot engine and made a 3D Game Jam game called Ashes Ashes and a 2D one called Through, planning on updating those in the upcoming year. I really think that the Zenva Academy course on Godot helped me get a pretty good foundation for it, so definitely recommend it for kind of getting your feet wet and making some prototypes. And beyond that, I was able to kind of check out the Godot community and find tutorials for anything else that I needed to learn how to do in the engine. I found it pretty fun to pick up. Same with Pico 8 and Low-Res NX, although they're more geared towards like retro style 2D games. Still a lot of fun to work with. Finally, in the past month or so, I've kind of circled back to working on Nemesign and found that with a lot of the infrastructure work that I was doing, especially around building out the game's content, I was reinventing the wheel, and I'm opting to integrate it with a CMS or a content management system, specifically Payload CMS. I've been trialing it. It's pretty neat. It is pretty much using the same tech stack as Nemesign, TypeScript all the way, Node.js backend, and then the front end is in React. Nemesign is in Vue.js, but I'm pretty familiar with React, so if I need to make any kind of custom UI for Payload, it shouldn't be as much of a hassle as it was with the web builder I was working with before that was using Mithril.js. That's not a knock on Mithril, but I'm just not super familiar with it. So yeah, so far that's been good, and I'm hoping that where that'll land me in 2023 is getting a lot more done on Nemesign a lot more quickly, accelerating the development, and hopefully making a cool, playable prototype for a wider audience. So hope to see you then. Have a great new year.